All right, I think I can answer question 1 and 2 really quickly. All right, no, I can because I'm not going to try as hard as I did on question number 3. Question number 1: would God use a modern medium if He delivered His messages today? And this is one of those things, and I like your stuff, Neo, but here I get ready to slam you, right? No, not slam you, but it becomes apparent sometimes to me that you don't have a solid grasp or understanding of certainly someone like me, and I'm not that uncommon, but in the way of a person of faith, a believer, a religious person, whatever, you're not real clear on that. Would God use a modern medium if He delivered His messages today? Well, most people like me think He's never stopped delivering His message, and He only delivers it one way. That's probably overstated, but it's through people. The medium, I mean, just trying to be realistic. If there's a God, He's been around, since before there were pencils and paper, and He has a way to relate to the things that He's created, whatever that is. It's humans that have developed different mediums and ways to communicate and whatnot, and I think humans will always use whatever's available. And this deal here, word of mouth, anecdotal, tell the story, tell your experience, that's always been around. That'll always be the first. But writing, CDs, cassette tapes, I'm pretty sure somebody probably, gave a message on an 8-track, if anybody can remember 8 tracks. So the question, that's pretty simple. People deliver the message, and I'm sure they'll continue to use every possible medium to deliver the message. So number 2, maybe a little more interesting, how do you think other believers in other faiths got it so wrong, and why do they believe so strongly what they do? In reverse order, why do they believe so strongly what they do? That's human nature for some of us. Some of us believe strongly, and I mean, I've seen people go from extremes in their beliefs, but in both cases, they were extreme believers. It was their nature. Anything that this guy I'm thinking of right now, anything he came to be persuaded of, he knew it was right, and and when he would talk to you about it, he was completely certain that he was right. And then, sure enough, man, when he takes a significant turn, I'm not talking like theist to atheist or whatever, but a significant turn in some belief of his, he was just as adamant, just as confident, just as authoritative when he talked about it. So, no matter what belief you're talking about, it's the nature of some of us to be extremely confident in that belief and to believe it strongly. Now, as far as how wrong they got it, well, I don't know. How wrong? Okay, if I believe in God and you believe in God and Billy Bob believes in God, how wrong are we going to be? There's all kinds of degrees, but I always, that's a pretty significant platform that we share right there. You don't believe and I believe. Now there's a question. How did you get it so wrong, Neo? No, I'm assuming. I think we've talked before. Anyway, there you go. I've said before. I don't think both of us, atheists and theists, can't both be right on that. They can both be wrong, but they can't both be right. So I don't know. I guess the answer is I don't think it's very hard to get things different. I'm reminded of this thing. Somebody else reminded me of it in one of these text comments. That I don't know, is it 4 blind guys and an elephant, and each one of them is describing a different part of the elephant, or 6 guys, whatever it is. My point being, humans are limited in our perceptive ability, and how often do we get anything the same? 5 people see the same car accident, same brawl, nobody can describe it the same. So for me, I would be more amazed, this is honest, Neo, what I've come to know about human nature, I would be more surprised if everybody had the same concept of God. If it was a real simple, like, I don't believe God exists at all, or everybody believes God and he's a blue Smurf, that would be more surprising to me, because holy cow, man, we don't perceive anything the same. So let's just say, if you can do this, Neo, imagine for 1 second that God is real and all the humans on the planet are trying to perceive him. Why the heck would we not have many, many details in which we do not agree? Then add to it the power of religion. Not faith and not God if he's real and all that stuff, right? But religion, man's response to a belief in God, a set of systems being developed, and all of a sudden, humans start realizing how easy it is to abuse persons of faith and beliefs and to manipulate. So now you've got that. Well, then now you've got people with something to gain by drawing up lines to divide. It's power brokering, and it doesn't occur just in religion, these folks. It happens all the time. So I don't know if I'm answering the question as much as I'm trying to say the differences aren't that great to me. When I see them, they aren't that great, and they're not surprising. That's the way people are. We can't perceive something we watch together at the same time the same way and describe it the same and be in complete agreement about it. So it doesn't surprise me at all that we've got many, many religions. You know what is very interesting to me? I call it the universal human consideration, and that is every human ends up wondering where he came from, what made him, questioning and considering his own mortality, and that's not the same with any other animal that I know of. I think it's amazing. I think it's part of our programming, and I think that's evidence that there is, in fact, a creative being behind my existence. Later.